welcome to another Daily Digest video. I'm Merriam. Today I am playing Goblins in Modern, but not the very low to the ground, lots of bushwhackers Goblin decks you're used to seeing. This one goes a lot bigger. We've got the full 8 chiefs with War Chief and Chieftain, Pile Driver, Rabble Master, and Collected Company. There seems to be finally enough like 2 to 3 mana powerful goblins to make your Collected Companies really powerful, like hitting especially because 8 of your 3-drops give the other goblin haste, so they can all start attacking. So you're going to main phase company a lot. And then we also have a Wily Goblin and Skirk Prospector to help accelerate into these companies. So hopefully we get to make some sweet plays as a result. This hand is a little slow, but we do have a 1-drop, a removal spell, Pile Driver. I guess it's not that slow. But it's definitely a keep. It's not super powerful, but it should do the trick. They are on the play. And turn 1 Forest. Yeah, this is getting bolted. Let this be a lesson to you, John Rossum. Bolt the Elf. Looks like our opponent is Elves, but which version? Oh, well, we'll find out later when they eventually play another color. But no second land is great, so they're going to be a little slow out the gates. We'll just get this Pile Driver down. And next turn I will play Chieftain, and then hopefully Rabble Master plus Loyalist, and that'll be a lot of damage. 2 more mana creatures, still no clue on what their other color is. That's awkward. I really wanted to attack with everything, but now we're in an awkward spot. If I attack with Chieftain, then Nettle Sentinel just trades for it. I don't want that. I'm still going to attack with Pile Driver. If they double block, trading with Elvish Mystic is something I'm fine with, given how light on lands they are. Like I'm gonna have Rabble Master next turn and things like that. So yeah, they just take the 2. Not surprised. This could be the turn that they go off if they have a Heritage Druid. No, just an Archdruid. That's still pretty bad for us. Probably should have attacked first. My lack of attacking with Chieftain means I'm unlikely to trade. Okay, well, they're just going to get even more aggressive and attack me for 3. That is fine. But now I'm going to get a pretty big attack. Ooh. Man, I really wish that War Chief last turn would have been nice. But as is, I think I'm just going to play War Chief and attack with everything, and then next turn this Legion Loyalist will probably catch them by surprise. Because I'm in no real danger of dying. They don't have enough to get Missouri down, activate the Asugari, and attack with enough things. At least I don't think they do. But I think I need to end the game next turn. They'll probably dump their hand this turn and threaten a lethal then. And I'm going to attack with everything. Again, if they trade with the Chieftain, I'm pretty happy because that's going to limit their ability to do stuff next turn. So this is an attack for 11. The Chieftain trading for Archer a lot better than Chieftain trading for Nettle Sentinel. And they do trade. Yeah, if they're going to make this trade, then their attack with Nettle Sentinel is very bad. So at least this line of not taking it is consistent, but probably still incorrect. I think they should have left the Nettle back. Just gotten in 2. Like trading 2 damage and trading 1 damage for having a 3/3 blocker back. And if I had traded last turn Nettle for Chieftain, that's great for them too. But I guess we could die to, if they're the black version, we could get like Shamaned out this turn. Like a double Shaman. If they play 2 Elves in company and a double Shaman, we're dead. But I don't think there's anything I'm doing about that. They are the black version, so that is something to worry about here. They just play a Shaman first. That's interesting. They company in response. So if they hit Shaman X, we're dead. So we just can't beat it. Oh, this is a chord? That we can... This is 5, then 6, and then an attack for 3. So this is one short of lethal. Okay. Well, I think the Legion Loyalist should do it then, with War Marshal making the Pile Driver Giant. They probably think they just have some blockers to cover this attack. But Legion Loyalist gives attackers trample when you have Battalion. Nothing too fancy this game. Got a little lucky with them stumbling, able to win this race, and now we just get to play all 3 Goblins in our hand. Pay War Marshal, get a token, play Rebel Master, and play Legion Loyalist. Now, even without trample, yeah, I just have I have 8 attackers, so 5 of them get through for minimum 10 damage. These are all 2/2s, so even without the trample, that was good enough. End the game with a collected company still in my hand. Okay, what do I want to bring in? Definitely just want creature removal, so we're going to bring in the 4th Bolt and these Goblin Chain Whirlers. Those should be pretty good, as long as we can keep, what is it, Goblin War Chief off the battlefield. What do I not want? Rabble Master is probably one of my weaker cards. I want to keep my curve somewhat low, so I think swapping 3-drops or 3s, and the Chiefs are really important. But the Rabble Master, like, token can just sort of get eaten up a lot by, like, Nettle Sentinel or Dwynen's Elite, something like that. And the 2/2 trades pretty poorly. Just forcing all my Goblins to attack. This is a matchup where I really want to be flexible in what I do in combat. I might have to leave back blockers, stuff like that. So let's just cut the Rabble Masters and bring in these cards. Okay. Opponent now on the play again. This hand is, even though we have 2 Chain Whirlers, which I really like, this hand is just way too slow. We can't answer an Archdruid if it comes down. We only have the 1 land. Definitely a mulligan. Now we have no lands. But we have 3 1-mana plays that can help stave off some stuff if we hit a land. And we might be able to jump the curve into a Chain Whirler. I think I'm going to keep this. Very risky keep on 6. We hit the land. That's excellent. This might be a hand where I don't bolt the bird, though, because I can clean these up with Chain Whirler. Yeah, I'm just going to play Prospector and hope to clean these up with Chain Whirler. If they play an Archdruid, I really want to bolt that too, so we want to save bolts in that respect. The one thing I'd be punished on is if they have a Heritage Druid draw. But even that can get cleaned up by a Chain Whirler for the most part. We have Nettle, not a Nettle Visionary. Okay. It's not the worst. Really just want to hit a land here. Should I bolt this Nettle? Because that's the thing that puts me under the most pressure and doesn't die to Chain Whirler. I imagine we're getting companied next turn, which sort of makes me want to save bolts. I guess I'll just pass for now. We definitely want to play a kind of attrition game, given that we're going to have more resources from not hitting land drops. We've got to eventually hit this company. So I want to use my resources to trade for as much value as I can get. Westvale Abbey. Now I have to be worried about them ever untapping with 5 creatures. They're a few mana short of that. Looks like they are courting for 3. I would imagine they are getting an Elvish Archdruid, but maybe they're just getting a Shaman to try to aggro me. I doubt they would get an Azuri here, and those are really the 3 options. You do get an Archdruid. Now they're going to attack for 3. It's going to turn into 2 as I bolt this. So far things are working out pretty well. I found a land, I dealt with an Archdruid, and now I've hit another land. That's excellent. So let's attack for 1 and get this Chain Whirler down. Sacrifice it to itself. And play this awesome sideboard card. Now, any further chords they have are pretty bad. They need to make another land drop in order to accompany. Their Nettle Sentinel gets trumped. They do have that land, though. We have a bolt for another Archdruid if it comes down. Steel Leaf Champion. Ugh. That is not what I wanted to see. Okay. Why don't I pass the turn? I was going to say attack and then try to chump this and bolt it, but that's not how Steel of Champion works. I will be able to block it with Chain Whirler and then bolt after first strike damage, hopefully. Otherwise, the Steel of Champion is going to be problematic. It's a card that some green-black lists have adopted. I'm not a big fan, but it's definitely good here. We don't really have good answers to it. Fifth land from our opponent is something I'm happy to see. They're just a little low on resources overall. They can't chord for an Azuri and regen, but they can company into 1 and regen. That would be a problem, but if they have Steel Leaf and Archdruid and Shaman, they probably don't have many copies of Azuri, 1 or 2. So I want first strike damage to happen. This has 3 on it. Now is the time. Let's bolt that one down. Okay, what are your 2 remaining cards? So, do I pay Echo on this? Kind of think I do. I'm not doing much else with my mana. This pile driver isn't worth a whole lot. We're in this attrition fight, so the 1/1 body might matter. Well, that was something that punishes me, but at least I get to pile driver now. I was going to say, like, if I had a green source already in play and any land let me company, I would have been more inclined to let it die, but... And this is still fine. Like, I get to pile driver here. Company next turn if I hit any of the chiefs, which is pretty likely with 8 left in my deck. I get to attack with everything anyway. They've drawn a Visionary. I don't know what's in their hand. They probably have another chord that they're just struggling to cast. No, because they could have cast that for 3 last turn. Not sure what... Okay, maybe they were just waiting on the Shaman to get a little more value out of the trigger. This makes attacking with the 3/3 first strike a little awkward. They have two toughness creatures to block with. Legion Loyalist is somewhat interesting, but it does get trumped by one of these. I need a Chieftain to make it good, so I'm just going to company and see what I hit. I could hit another Chain Whirler or a Chieftain. So I didn't hit anything to make things big, but I'm just going to take 2 pile drivers, and then I have an absurd attack next turn with Legion Loyalist that I don't think they're going to be able to stop. So yeah, just 2 pile drivers. Those can go in any order. I guess I could have... If I... Oh no, because I was going to say if I had taken pile driver Prospector and then cast this Loyalist, would that have been good? No, because they don't have haste. So it's going to be really hard for them to activate this Abbey. And even if they do, that's only an attack for 9, and my attack will be lethal. So I'm just going to hold back here and play defense in case they do something awesome, because this attack should get them next turn. Even if they company into 2 more shamans, that's only 10. So if they even if they had 1-drop elf company into 2 shamans, that's still 1 damage short. Pretty happy about that. What else do you have? And I assume most black elves lists have some removal on the board. They might be holding that because I haven't really played anything that's super worthy of removal. If they kill the Legion Loyalist, we could be in a weird spot. Because then we really want to trade before this Abbey goes off. This looks like another Shaman, which I'm happy to see. They're also tapping both their black sources for some reason. They don't have a removal spell here. I guess they could still have Dismember. Sometimes there's Dismember in the sideboard, but that would be down to their last card. I guess I would have to make an attack that forces them to block because they can Abbey me. But this looks like they do have a cord. Am I dead? Oh, they're just cording for 2. So yeah, they were 1 short of cording for 3. No, they should have just let the Shaman resolve. They could have corded for 3 and gotten 2. Yeah, they were 1 short still. They should have played if they played that Shaman and let it resolve, now they can cord for 3 and get another one, and then they both trigger for 6, but they're still 1 short. But as is, they're just getting a Dwynen's Elite here, and that's going to be for 7 and bring me to 6. And then this Legion Loyalist is going to finish off the game. I think maybe because they realized I wasn't dead, they just wanted to put the most creatures in play for more blockers and to set up West Valaby for next turn. So maybe they saw the line but thought this was better still because that line was 1 short. Because this line is pretty good at just putting bodies onto the battlefield blocking. It gets me below 9, so Abbey kills in 1 hit. They can block with 2 things. They need to block with 3 things to. Yeah, they need to block with all 3 pile drivers to not die. Because just on board, the pile drivers have 11 power. Yeah, so they'd have to block with 3 things, and they'd still be in a pickle. But I guess then they just have a couple turns to find more creatures. And actually, I would just be dead on the crackback. But so good line from them, but does not beat Legion Loyalist, which is really good for me. Attack you with all of my things. Put these things on the stack. These pile drivers should now be 13 power. Yeah, so this is 39, 42, 45 trample. They can block 7 of it. Take 38, go to -25. And GG's. Whew. So the second game was pretty close there. They were trying to set up this Westvale Abbey while I was trying to just find something to kill them. I was able to find the Loyalist, and the company hit some good cards. Chain Whirler, definitely an awesome card in the sideboard in matchups like this, and I'm sure it's great against Affinity. It's probably quite good against humans too. That card is just really good. I would not be surprised to see it more often in Modern. Maybe those like mono red prison decks want it. They're not quite aggressive enough. Maybe they probably just want things like Anger, but they're going to be decks that want Goblin Chain Whirler, and it's going to be really good in any deck that wants it. That was a matchup where it was great. I like how I entered 2 different scenarios, one where I did bolt the turn 1 elf and one where I didn't. I think I was right both times. Things certainly played out well, and I don't want to use that to post justify my decision, but when I'm able to sort of say, like, this is how I think these games are going to play out, or this is how they need to play out for me to win, and they play out that way, you feel pretty good. So classic matchup there, Goblins versus Elves. Goblins able to take it down. Really a cool take on the Goblin tribe. There are definitely a lot of powerful 3-drops, and that's what Company thrives on. And with the mana acceleration, another staple of Company decks, not something you've typically seen in Goblins in the past, you can do some really cool stuff. So hopefully we see some more innovation in archetypes like that. And if you enjoyed it, you can come back and see me on Monday. Bye.